Good evening, everybody. I'm going to talk out my passion. I'm going to share my passion with all of you. So here I go. India, you swear by your women god. Goddess Saraswati, you pray for knowledge. Goddess Lakshmi for wealth. And one of the most popular Goddess Durga, whom we all fondly call as Shakti, for power and strength. Why not the woman herself, who's an embodiment of all these goddesses? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you a story. This is a story of a family from a city that never sleeps, Mumbai. A very beautiful family, father, mother, daughter and a son. The parents loved their children. Their lives revolved around their children. They gave everything they have for their children so their children could get the best. Everything was fine till the children were in the primary school. As they started growing, things were changing. The girl who loved to learn swimming was denied. The boy who hated it was forced. The girl always dreamt of becoming a doctor, but she was not allowed to pursue medicine as a career. She was given away in marriage when she was 20 years old, even before she could complete her education. She was not allowed to pursue her profession after she was married, the profession which she struggled to get, the education which was not very easily coming. You must all be wondering why. The question at the top of your mind must be why? Why so? Answer is simple, friends. She's a girl. A girl cannot get into a swimwear in front of so many people. So she cannot learn swimming. A girl cannot travel long distance or stay in a hostel because it is not safe for her. And so she cannot become a doctor. Every girl who turns 20 should get married, irrespective of anything. And once a girl is married, her life is decided by the family that she gets into. Every time the girl was denied, she cried from inside. How do I know? I am the girl. There are millions of girls like me in this country who have a story to tell. How am I standing in front of you today as an executive director of an engineering industry that employs more than 400 boys and girls, men and women? Well, it is again because of my parents, especially my father, who gave me a value system that taught me to pursue my passion with grit and determination. He taught me never to give up. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe every woman in this world is capable of contributing to the society, to the economy, and to the world at large, as well as men. Yes, men and women are different, but they are meant to be equal. Neither is superior or inferior to the other. You cannot compare an orange to an apple. They are just different. But what is special about them is, if needed and if possible, they can complement and supplement each other. One and one can become three and even more, the way it happened with me and my husband. His vision and knowledge, my eye for detail and multitasking capability has taken our small enterprise to a 100 crore group within a short span of time. Now, why am I here? What am I trying to tell all of you who have taken your time to come here to listen to me? Women empowerment that every empowered woman would like to talk about? No. I have come here to share my vision for our country. The Vision 2020 that Dr. Abdul Kalam dreamt for us. Is it achievable? Not from where we are right now. But it is very much possible if we can identify a differentiator. Let us look at the Vision 2020 document that APJ drafted for us in the year 1998. This document envisages India to be reaching a 4.5 trillion GDP by the year 2020. And if we did that, we should be somewhere around 2 trillion in 2013. Where are we right now? Little less than 1.5 trillion. There is a huge gap. And the gap will widen if we continue to grow the way we are growing. How to fill the gap? Friends, the government of India allocates a huge amount towards education in its fiscal budget. Why? Because education is priority sector. Every education that you and I have acquired from this country has contribution from the exchequer in the form of either subsidy or grants. Now, is this investment worth the rupee that is being spent? Is this investment going to bear fruit? Is it making a difference? My answer would be yes and no. Yes, because the ratio of educated to uneducated has improved considerably. No, because so many of the educated women of our country are not fruitfully engaged in a way that will justify their education. Women are grossly underrated and misrepresented when it comes to employment. If you see, only 50% of women in the age group of 14 to 49 are likely to be employed in comparison to men. A 43% against a whooping 87% of men. These numbers should give you an idea of what is actually happening. The representation of women in various sectors is so very low. And if you look at what is the statistics of literacy in India, today India's literacy rate is around 74%, with approximately 82% men being literate and 65% women being literate. Even if we consider 65% of the women population to be literate, and if we take this statistics into consideration, we can safely conclude that not even 50% of the educated women in India are contributing to the economic development of our country. That is the sad state of affairs today. Now, I want to look at this as not something very sad, but I want to look at it as an opportunity. An opportunity that we should grab here and now. Friends, you want to fill the huge gap between the vision and the reality? Here is your differentiator. The educated women of our country. Now, when we talk about India, let's see what happened in the past 60 plus years. India has taken big strides to reach where it has reached today. The journey has been marked with quite a number of revolutions. Green revolution, white revolution, a media revolution, IT revolution, to name a few. Now, what next? What next are we looking for to take that big leap? Is it going to be the retail sector? Is it going to be the renewable energy? Or is it going to be cloud computing? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing I can tell you with conviction is that we are losing out on a very valuable resource that our country has today. India needs to make a big change. While we can be very happy that the literacy rate among women in India is on the rise, we have to remember that these educated women can contribute positively to our nation only if there is a big change in the value system. This big change has to come from within us. Why? Why we need the change? According to a report from Booz and Company, if only India can have female employment rates that match the male employment rates, then our GDP can grow by more than 27%. And if you can see in the list, India ranks second in being one of the beneficiaries. While the onus is on the women to make the difference, friends, a huge responsibility lies among the men and the society at large to bring about that huge mindset. I'm sure we are one of the very few countries in this world who is not tapping such a valuable educated resource which can make that big difference. Millions of people laid down their life so we could live in an independent India. Now it's your turn. No, I'm not asking you to go to the border and fight against the enemies and give your lives. All I am asking you to do is take that big step. Pave the way for the change. Please do not differentiate between genders. Walk hand in hand and work towards achieving that dream number by 2020. Vivekananda said, "Give me 100 youngsters and I will change the world." According to a report, it is predicted that by the year 2023, the average population of India will be 29 years old. Possibly the youngest in the world. Friends, young ladies and gentlemen, it is in your interest that you should make this change. You have to take this big step to see that you give to your country what this country has given you. Every rupee that has been invested in your education should be realized by this country many times over. And I leave it to you to make the difference. Friends, take the women with you and they will change your world. Thank you.